So I'm gonna go ahead and pull up this Chinwe's blueprint. Hers is a little more involved, obviously. Blueprints. Well, I'll go to the basic blueprint first. So most of this, like the movement, that's the basic setup by following Unreal's tutorial series. You get her moving around. Mouse input, gamepad turn. They also have a setup where they tell you how you can put it on like iPhone devices or iPads and Android phones to use the touch screen sensitive joystick thingy. All of that set up for you. Just follow the tutorial. It's pretty simple. I added a oriented camera, and this is me playing around. It doesn't work like I would like it to. It snaps to the character. I like it to glide to the character. I still need to figure out how to do that. Again, I'm no programmer. This is new to me, but it's fun stuff to learn. We set up a basic jump in the tutorial, and I just added the is combat mode because I wanted, when she went into combat mode, I wanted that jump to not be a jump and be the dodge roll. And I'll have ultimately the dodge roll move, 360 degrees, depending on where you're holding the controller. We set a launch force. This will be gone. I'm gonna use root motion, but I figured out how to do it after I set this up. Great learning experience, but I set up root motion, so I won't need a launch force. But right now, the animation will just play in place. So I put the launch force on there so that it actually be pushed as it plays. Setup is attacking, so is attacking true, and set it back to false. Then I have the vertical attack. There's no vertical attack right now, but once it's the game is in, once I'm finished with the game and finished with the animations, you have a vertical attack and a horizontal attack. Right now, they're all just horizontal different attacks. But depending on how the AI plays, you choose your attack and it'll be part of the tactics. This is a launcher setup for all the animations. Again, there's no root motion, which means the animations will play in place, and it's using the game engine to actually move the character capsule. So the launcher moves that, but with root motion, the actual animation will move the capsule. So I won't need all of this, but set it up, the tutorial online. All of this stuff came from YouTube tutorials, Let me come over here, and this is her Nakinatas. This basically is just setting my sheath and unsheath is actually showing and unshowing one of her weapons. And so that's how I do that. This is the combat mode set up where it flip-flops. You press a button, combat mode is set, press the other button. It's taken off. And then you have functions that enable combat mode and set the walk speed so that she's not flying across the ground. And that's kind of the basic game logic to move the character. The actual animation logic is set up in the the animation blueprint. In which case, you have what's called a state machine, and these are the different states in which she, moves and how they play animations together. So if I, came over to my animation, you'll see she has an idle animation, right? And it's just her standing there. So then this is her battle animation, which I call the silk animation because of the style. Then you have the spin attack, which is just that one attack and it loops, And silk walk forward, spin attack strong. You have a regular walk forward. So what the state machine does is it blends all of these animations walk backwards. You know, it'll blend all of these animations together so that as you move the controller, they move different ways. And so the state machine sets that up. You know, she's in idle, regular idle. And so like if I hit is it air, she starts that jump. And you can see them kind of play through. And depending on how long I'm in the air, dictates which animation plays. If it's a quick jump, then she jumps and lands. But if I'm in the air too long, then she falls hard. And in that fall hard, she can't move. Then we have combat mode set, so that means I go into combat mode. Now the states happen different. If I'm in the air, if I'm falling, she falls and then she lands. I don't have anything other than that set up. And then we have the attacks, which are based on, like, if you get the player controller, did I hit this button or did I hit the right mouse button? And then if I did, then we can enter, which one I do, spin attack strong. So then we can enter the spin attack, and then this one just says that the asset finished playing, is it less than 0.9, seconds of it playing, and then it'll go back. And I believe that's seconds, I'm not 100% sure. And that's the state machine. And we have the event graph, which tells the state machine when to do things, the equipped and unequipped weapon, which, just set up a simple interface. There's nothing here, but you set up the interface so that you can call these functions from different places within this character's blueprint. Horizontal attack, vertical thrust, and horizontal strong. This is a basic motion, which is set up again in the tutorials. And I'm notified to stop motion. So what would happen is, if you did an attack and you were pressing up or forward or back, she'd slide while she's attacking. You probably saw the AI do that. They're attacking. They should be still, but they're sliding. And that's because I don't have a stop moving, notification or anything on there. But most of this, is set up from the tutorial. Get owner, get the velocity, calculate direction. All of that is simple tutorials. I added the anim notifies. And those happen within the animation. Let's see, quick weapon. Nope, we got up thrust. I didn't use that one. Let's stop this. So yeah, so what happened is, as this plays, she starts to roll, and then right here, that launch a trigger and push her forward. Then this launch a trigger and push her forward again, and she goes back to her stance. Or if I'm using what are my attack animations? It's spin attack. Same thing. This is a launcher. And all the while this is happening, you have the stop motion, thing is called as well. It might be on top of it. Don't know where it is, but it's there. Start combo, end combo, same thing. Launching forward, that kind of stuff. What else? So that's pretty much it, I believe, for her blueprints. Yeah, that's montages. Quick weapon. Oh, right. So with the equipped weapon montage, they have a setup, and that's the animation of her equipping and unequipping the weapon. What happens is she'll go into this full-on body animation. If you notice, her legs don't move. So what I had to do is, in the animation blueprint, if you go out, you can use a blend per bone node. So that way I can take her full-on body animation, and when I call, sheath or unsheath weapon, it only plays the upper portion of her body. Like, so if I'm running, this will continue to run and only play on top of that, the upper part. Which, this was cool. It took me a minute to, find this and look it up, but everything's playing cool. So that's, you know, first few weeks, months of me playing around with Unreal 4. It's pretty fun. Really excited. Thanks for watching.